Hello and welcome, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. We are doing the last week of July, 24th to 30th of July, 2023. I actually can't, I can't wrap my head around the fact that we are in the last week of July. In a week's time, it's August. I can't. Can somebody push pause, please? Anyway, I have got two absolutely awesome, wonderful, and amazing decks on the table here in front of me. This is my current absolute all-time favorite Unfolding Path Tarot, and this is an oracle deck that I just love and adore. It is called the Roots and Wings Oracle. It is a deck that I have had for a long time. I should use it a lot more than I do because I was reminded this morning of how much I love this deck. We are doing things a little bit differently this week, so I'm putting the oracle out of the way for a bit, and I'm going to take the tarot. I'm going to shuffle the tarot a little bit while I tell you what we're doing differently this week. So over the last couple of days, weeks, I have noticed how many people are suffering. How many people are really struggling with mental, emotional, psychological, just physical life stuff, And there's definitely some crazy, crazy things happening in the cosmos, some crazy things happening in the sky, which are obviously having a severe impact on every single one of us. And we're all struggling, let's be completely honest. We're all really struggling, finding it hard, finding it difficult. So I decided this week that for the TarotScopes, I wanted to not just give you entertainment, but to actually offer you some like really important kind of insight as to how to navigate through these challenging energies and challenging situations that we are all facing. So what I did is I decided that we're going to do two questions. So I'm going to use the tarot to answer two questions, and only two questions, that hopefully can help you navigate through the energies over the next 7 days. And then we will use the oracle for some support in answer of the two questions. So the two questions that we're asking this week for Cancer, for Scorpio, and for Pisces. The two questions are, what do you need to continue doing? So what is working for you? What is going well? What is the one thing that, or maybe two things, that you need to continue doing this week? That's question one. And question two is, what do you need to stop doing? All right? And if we continue doing something that's working for us and we stop doing something that's not working for us, hopefully that will navigate you through the challenges of the next week. So remember, it's just for 1 week. So the cards are shuffled. I've cut the deck. I'm now going to draw two cards for each question. So two cards for what to continue and two cards for what to stop. And then we will draw from the oracle. So card number one for continue, we have got the Three of Pentacles. I like Three of Pentacles. Card number two, oh, the Ace of Wands. Love that energy. This is great. Let's see, what do we need to stop? We've got the Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. And we've also got the Chariot card. So I'm putting the tarot away because we're done now. We only want those four. I did give this a proper shuffle before I started because now obviously I haven't got any space on the table. So I have to do my very bad overhand shuffling of this particular oracle deck. And this particular oracle deck is this one that's got that kind of a rose petal feel. So shuffling is not always easy, especially overhand shuffling. But I am, as I shuffle this deck for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, I am looking for two cards. One card to support this message and one card to support this message. To help you navigate the week ahead of what do you need to continue doing and what do you need to stop doing. Okay. Let's cut the deck. And before I do, I just want to make a little bit of space here. Okay, so what do you need to continue doing? The support card we have is, oh, look, 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 look. Look, love it, love it, love it. And then what do we need to stop doing? We've got the Moon card. Okay, let's put the oracles away. Right, so water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Let's have a look. So this is continue and this is stop. So for the next, and please, I'm going to keep reminding you, it's just for 7 days. So what we're saying here is not forever. It's not ongoing. Let's bring it down and let's just focus on 7 days at a time. And if you focus on just 7 days at a time, this becomes easier. It just carries easier. It doesn't become so burdensome. I'm using words, making up words, but also it makes it just slightly easier to accomplish. All right. And then next week we'll tackle next week when next week comes. But for now, we're focusing only on 7 days. So the first card of what to continue is the Three of Pentacles. Now, Three of Pentacles is known as the teamwork card. Three of Pentacles is the card of collaboration. It's the card of understanding that everybody has a role to play. So this is telling you to carry on with that, even though you might feel as if you're failing. You might feel as if you're not doing well. You might feel as if you're not actually contributing anything to the grand scheme of things. You absolutely are, because everybody's role and function and purpose does something. And in this particular artwork, we've got a beekeeper. We have some little bees. There's another little bee. We have a fruit tree, and we have a person who is picking fruit to eat. So what's going on here is understanding that the beekeeper has a role to play. The bees have a role to play. The honey here has a role to play. The fruit tree has a role to play in order for us to have sustenance, to have beautiful fruit to eat. Because if we took one of these things out of the equation, nothing would happen. This young girl would have nothing to eat. She would have no beautiful, delicious fruit to chew on. So it's understanding that you might be the bee. You might have a sting. You might be the honeycomb. You might be the beekeeper. You might even be the tree. But without the people around you, you are nothing. And you need to understand that there is a whole series of events that takes place, and you are just a cog in that wheel, but you are an important cog. You are as important as everybody else is. Each person contributes, each person brings something to the table in order to achieve the end goal. You could even be the person at the end goal who is enjoying and appreciating the fruit. And then it's saying to you to be mindful of all the effort that's gone into giving you what it is that you have. But it really is Spirit saying to you, don't give up, okay? Understand that you play an important role, even if you're not feeling it, even if you're feeling low, even if you're feeling a little bit defeated, even if you're feeling a little bit like, you have no functional purpose. You absolutely do. Even if it is just being the tree that holds the fruit, even if it is just being the beekeeper who gets the honey, even if it is just the bee that collects the pollen, it doesn't matter. Each person's function is equally important. And it's about you not seeing yourself as the loser, or not seeing yourself as not being successful just because you are just the bee. You've got to understand that your role is so much bigger than that. And that's where this Ace of Wands comes in. Ace of Wands is about inspiration. It's about creativity. It's about that spark, okay? It's that spark of excitement, that spark of curiosity, that spark of like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. If you've ever had the pleasure of booking yourself a holiday, this is the feeling when you've booked the holiday. You've just paid the deposit or booked the flight. You've got a date, you've got a time, you've got a location, like everything's ready, and then suddenly it becomes real. You think, oh my gosh, I'm going on holiday. That's this feeling, okay? And this is what Spirit is saying, what you need to continue. You need to continue doing the work. You need to continue putting in the effort. You need to continue understanding that your work is as important as everybody else's, but we all work together. We all have a hand to play, but you need to do your job incredibly well. You need to be so excited and so enthusiastic and so motivated to continue while never giving up hope. The Ace of Wands is saying to you that new creative endeavors. So if you are the bee, we need to continue finding new creative ways of being the best bee you can be. If you are the tree, you've got to continue finding creative ways of being the best tree that you can be, etc., etc., etc. So this is about understanding the potential, the excitement, the inspiration that you have, and you need to continue with that. The hope. The card of hope, here we have a bird, and it is holding a disc in its hand, a coin, and it's hoping that that coin is going to bring it a lot of happiness and joy. It doesn't realize that that coin is useless to a bird. It's great for a human being, but for a bird it's pretty useless. But it's not giving up hope. And this is the thing that Spirit is saying that every single one of you need to carry on with this week, is to hold on to hope, to carry hope, and to keep letting hope drive you, but understanding the bigger picture and allow yourself to get excited, because maybe you've lost that. Maybe you've lost that. So continue being inspired, being excited, doing the hard work, continuing doing everything, and not letting go of hope. That is what you need to continue doing for just the 7 days. So now, water signs, let's see, what do you need to stop doing? So the first card we have is the 10 of Pentacles. When I first saw that card, I was like, oh gosh, how do you stop being successful? Because the 10 of Pentacles is the card of success. It's the card of legacy. It's the card of knowing that you've achieved everything. How do you stop that? But when I saw everything, when I listened to the voice that I'm hearing in my head from Spirit, this is Spirit saying to you, stop worrying about tomorrow when today is where your focus needs to be. Stop worrying about next week, next month, next year, next 10 years. Stop worrying about the bigger picture and focus on the detail of the here and the now. So that's why this has come up. This is why Spirit is saying, stop focusing on your ultimate legacy, because you're so focused on your ultimate legacy that you're forgetting to live in the now. Remember, we're just looking at 7 days. So forget about next month, forget about next year, forget about tomorrow. Focus just on today. The Chariot. And again, this is what you need to stop doing. The Chariot ordinarily is such a positive card because it's telling you that you already embarked on your journey. You're already halfway through. You just need to stay focused. But you need to stay focused on your destination. So these two cards are actually saying the same story. The Chariot card is telling you to stop focusing on your destination. Stop focusing on your destination. Focus on the here and the now, because you've lost sight of that. You're so focused on what's going to be, what will be, where you're going and what you need to do and what you need to achieve, that you have forgotten how to be in the here and the now. The moon. So we've got a full moon, we've got a reflection of the moon, we've got crescent moons, we've got all the different cycles, all the different stages of the moon, all the different things that the moon does. So the moon is, I never say this word correctly, cyclical. I hope I've said it correctly. In other words, the moon goes through these phases. Every 28 days, the moon has done a complete revolution through all its cycles, and it starts all over again. And it's like a record on repeat. Okay? It continues and it continues and it continues and it continues. One thing we know is that the moon is different every single moment, every single day. The moon is in a different phase, but every 28 days it's come full revolution and it starts all over again. Spirit is saying this is what you need to stop, because you are just going around and around and around in circles and not accomplishing the things that you need to. So water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This is Spirit saying to you that you are wonderful, you are fabulous, you are amazing, but you're focusing on all the wrong things. So just for the next 7 days, stop. Just for the next 7 days, stop. Focus on the role that you play, on what you can do in the here and the now. Let your creative inspiration spark and whatever ignite. Hold hope for a better tomorrow, for a better future, but that's all you're going to do, is you're going to have hope. You're not going to do anything else. This needs to time out. It needs to stop. You need to get into the now and you need to live. So for just the next 7 days, focus on being the best version of yourself every single day, not worrying about how that's going to affect tomorrow. We worry about next week. For this week, it's about the detail. It's about the beginning. It's about the spark. It's about the inspiration. It's about the enthusiasm, the creativity, while always holding on to hope for a better future. Because if you hold on to hope for a better future, you will have a better future. But when this is where your focus is, you forget to live. And if you're not doing the basic day-to-day stuff, this is never going to happen. That was a big pause for effect. Water signs, remember, just for the next 7 days, do not worry about the future. Focus on the day-to-day, being the best version of yourself, contributing in the best way that you can, and knowing that it's enough. I'm going to leave it right there. As always, if you've enjoyed this, if this resonates with you, if this frightens you, if this makes you question yourself, comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear from you, because yeah, this is big stuff. This is really big stuff. Okay, so water signs, Have an amazing week. With love and blessings, from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.